How did you miss that?
Bad start. So that's the outlet.
Must be considered stone wall is this?
Selection from water.
I'm assuming that might be vegetation.
Okay.
Looks like all those are marked out.
Lines of rivers.
So number 11, location and profiles of existing and proposed water main, sewers, culverts, drains, and connections. You want the town water sewer down there?
No, it's not applicable, it stops at the Red House.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Location of perk test and test results in the 4,000 square foot septic area. Is that applicable in this one? Is there?
Yeah, there's,
Is that right here?
that's right.
Okay, okay, right. And then there's one here.
I got the test bits on a supplemental sheet, that's the New Hampshire subdivision.
Probably in the packet. Okay. You do have the perk test results in there.
Mm-hmm.
Location of 75-foot wall radius on property.
That's pending.
Those are pending. Looks like one here goes to the neighbors.
That's right, so I think it's survey note 8.
I just spoke to Sheila about that minutes ago.
And then, is there a second one? Oh,
Common lot.
Now it goes into the road. What's on there? Location of existing and proposed driveways. Are there any new ones?
None are proposed, so I have DS permits for both of them.
Base flood elevations. Are there any in this region?
Survey note 9.
No portion of the locust lie within the FEMA 100-year flood zone. Perfect. Plans for drainage and/or soil erosion and sedimentation control. You're not doing any of the work, you're just subdividing, so it's not applicable. Copy of state subdivision approval or certification from a septic designer. You have pending.
Mm-hmm.
Copy of a driveway permit. You have pending.
Yeah, I need to provide those, I do that.
Okay. So, two provided. Copy of any other state or federal permits, NA. Copy of a deed restrictions, must be none. You have it crossed off.
Right.
Copy of deeds covering land to be used for public easements and rights of way.
Yeah, not applicable.
Existing proposed streets with names, classifications, widths of
No.
travel service, and then
Anything from there, John, is only from major work.
major, okay, yep. I just did it.
Sorry.
It's alright, it's fine. Something, just keep going. Alright, so looks like they filled out everything there. We have a list of the butters. Everyone was notified. Just renew these. Noted it. These are allowed. Paquin, is it?
Paquin, yeah.
Paquin Land Surveying on Acton behalf. Is there anything else we're missing? Looks complete.
Would you like a motion?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I'll move that we accept the application from Fur Dynasty LLC for map 23, lot 32A as complete.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Seeing none? Oh, sorry.
I believe that the typo on the agenda,
Oh,
the
thanks.
map 20, lot 32.
Yeah, I said map 23, and there's a some type on the agenda, so referring to map 20, lot 32A.
Oh, on the agenda itself, not on the
Yeah.
application, okay.
Right, that's correct.
Alright, so any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstains? Thank you. So, application is considered complete. You want to give a presentation? Go over it for us, please?
Yeah, at least you can use it, yeah. Yeah, some ways you can use it if you want.
Sure, yeah. Thank you.
She's a test integrity of light wire.
You break it, you buy it.
You might want to just put it maybe against the door, because that way Mac can see, and that's kind of in everyone's view. Perfect, thank you.
Alright, so, Jeff Paquin, Paquin Land Surveying, on behalf of my client for Dynasty, Daryl Meddy. The basic concept is that the former Bauer Sports Shop, now Sorrel Accessories, gonna subdivide a commercial lot, sort of minimum acreage, 2.02 acres, required 2 acres, and I believe 200 feet of frontage. This is gonna have 379 feet of frontage, so far exceeds that. I mean, other than that, it's pretty straightforward. There are a couple of unique things that Carol brought out. One being that there's a cottage back here in this back corner. So when I did the subdivision for Bowers in 2014, this cottage cabin was retained as part of the former sports shop. And there's a footpath that goes along the north side of the pond / brook. So that's one point of access, getting to Carol's point. Historically, this has been rented, and the occupants park in this area, in the north or southwest corner of the proposed lot. That is, it was my understanding that this was just going to be retained for personal use, and it was going to be no problem just having a footpath. That's a point of discussion between my client and I, because I didn't realize that he might continue to use that. So I'm open to suggestions from the board about what they want to see. Typically in this scenario like that, an easement would need to be granted, both for access and parking for the cottage. And I apologize that I don't have an answer about that. I just got to speak to my client on the way to this meeting about that matter. Option 2 is, like I said, you can access the land, or the cottage rather, from the land, and that's why I left a buffer here on the north side of the brook, so that it can be accessed fully on that lot by foot, which isn't practical if it's rented, so I understand that, and it may be that it becomes a moot point and that it gets eliminated. So I guess I'm a little bit open to interpretation of how the board would like to proceed on that matter, because if you want to see an easement on the plan, and that's a deal breaker as a conditional of approval, and I understand that, and we'll respond accordingly.
I guess it really depends on what they're gonna use it for.
Do you know if the structure has electrical or any kind of services on it?
It does have electrical.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where
Last
does the
I know,
electric come from?
it was in disrepair.
It comes from, there's a utility line access,
Yeah.
and,
Goes through that property.
it sits on the property.
Where's the septic and well for that?
Good question. I don't know.
Because we have a septic and well marked in the new subdivision. Are those current or gonna be new?
That's a very good question.
Because if they're for the current one,
Well,
there'd have to be easements created for that, because now you have a well and septic on a different piece.
You just answered the matter, because,
well, that's a proposed well, right? So that well doesn't exist yet.
So they're not- that's
And the
proposed.
4K area doesn't exist yet either.
Correct.
That's just where it could fit if one
Okay,
would be needed.
but you're saying if that was on this parcel, then it would have to.
But if, to your point, if they wanted to put a septic system on it, it would have to fit in this little triangle.
Yeah.
So you just answered my question. The cottage is gonna be eliminated.
Yeah.
And that'll be a
There's no way-
condition of approval.
Yeah, it's gonna have to, because you couldn't put a well and septic without creating, easements.
Or can it be left that it just can't be used as an ADU, it can just be left as personal use?
I was just gonna say, it can be used as a shed,
Tool shed.
Right.
but it can't be used as a dwelling unit.
I think that has to be part of the condition, to make sure it's understood that it's not a dwelling. Because of the issues it would create. And there's no easement required for electrical.
Well, the power company has.
Power company already has it.
an easement.
So it naturally transferred with the land.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd be my only stipulation, is that it has to be not a dwelling.
So, otherwise, and then, like I said, this well easement area, Sheila Bauer's house is up here off the sheet, and the septic system's, again, right here, almost off the sheet, just on the northeast side of the driveway. So it's well outside of this protective well easement, so I'm gonna have a meeting with her Friday morning about that, to sign the necessary release forms between the two parties, acknowledging that, so that future landowners are aware of it, and ultimately the state is absolved of their liability. Because that's a condition of approval on the state subdivision application, is that acknowledgement by both parties. So I can't submit the state application until I have the well release forms squared away, and then I can submit the state application. Which, again, is a condition of approval for this.
Conditional approval, well.
All the lot corners, as you mentioned, they're all set. Everything is out there. I didn't set this one, this lot line angle point, just because it's in an embankment. It's gonna erode. It'll change, so there's no sense of setting it. It'll cause confusion in the future, in my opinion.
Does it legally have to be some sort of marker? I don't think so.
It says corners, so I made sure to do all the corners.
Because you have everything but that one.
That's right. All the other major corners are set.
Now, it's his idea to sell this?
Yes, so he's creating a commercial lot per se. That's exactly right.
What's on the other side of the road from the proposed new lot?
The,
Billboard.
sign,
The
billboard.
billboard, okay. The, you just passed Sorrel, it says something like that. Okay.
If you're coming down the hill, after you pass the red house on the left, you got the sign across it right now is the current driveway, roughly, almost directly across.
Yeah. It's not much of a driveway.
No,
No.
I always thought they had a causeway over the pond.
it shows a small bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bridge down by the cabin.
Yeah.
Well,
From in the
it's-
park, like, there's like a parking lot.
Yeah, there's like a sandy parking lot down there.
Yeah.
And then there's what remains of the bridge and stuff. Alright, so meets the minimum lot requirement of 2 acres by .02 for the small piece.
And the same with the remainder. It's 3.75 acres and roughly 522 feet of frontage.
And the smaller piece has 217.5 feet, correct?
379.2 frontage.
On the smaller piece?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a couple of partial.
Oh, I see now.
So the total is for saying, yeah, I got this, and this.
That's what I was missing. Any questions for him from the board?
We can move into the public hearing.
Yeah, I think so. I don't see any real issues with it, as long as if the conditions of not being withdrawn and the low release forms are filled out. Yeah, but we can move the public hearing portion. Open that up. 7:33. Is there anyone from the public in Zoom for this?
I know Megan is in a butter, she's listening in.
Yeah.
So Megan, just letting you know, we entered the public hearing phase of this.
Okay.
And if you wanna provide comments, this would be a good time. This would be the time.
I don't have too many questions, I guess. I was just interested in hearing in on it just to see what's gonna happen to it because I'm just right next to it. And if it's being subdivided in a commercial lot, I mean, I guess nothing is happening now. I was just more worried, because I have 3 kids and I don't know what commercial would entail. If there was any context that can be given on that, if not now, that's totally fine. But other than that, I don't really have any questions.
In order for this is Jed Paquin, the representative of Land Surveyor. In order for development to take place, most likely a site plan would be required. So
Got it.
you would be made aware of what was going to take place because truly my client doesn't know. It's a vacant
Yeah.
lot for sale. So that's
That's
when
what
you
I
really
figured.
find out.
I was just interested because I've never abutted the land like that before or been through any part of that process. So I was just interested in learning and just knowing what's going on, being a neighbor, that's all.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'd want to know the same.
Yep,
Yeah.
thanks for your participation.
So,
Yeah.
as
Thanks for
just
having
an
me.
idea for an answer to that question, because it's in the highway business district, commercial land, permitted uses in that district are anything in the village district, so residential, restaurants and other eating establishments, wholesale or retail establishments, commercial amusement establishments, motels, automotive sales, service, parts, and repair facilities, sales and service of farm and garden supplies and equipment, greenhouses, plant nurseries, self-storage facilities, or any uses accessory to uses above. So that's what's kind of allowed in that district. So
Got it.
that could be what could go in if someone purchased it. They
Okay.
went through everything, site plan and building permits.
Nice. Thank you.
Hopefully that answered it.
Yeah. I tried doing some research. I tried doing just a little bit of research off of what I could pick apart out of the documents and everything. So that provides context. So thank you.
Well, did we ever go live?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Checking. Anyone else? Did you have any thoughts, Dick? I don't know if you're here for this or just.
No, I think it seemed like a reasonable subdivision. I'm not sure whatever you put there, but
Yeah.
it's an awkward place. I think it's gonna come up in site plan,
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that anything commercial would have to go to site plan anyway.
No,
Sure.
I recognize that. That was my point. I mean, if you're gonna cut down that hill, cause there's a big bank on that side or whatever, you'd have to look at all that stuff.
Well, like you said, it could also be a residence, so really,
Yeah.
I'm super curious what it will become.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a commercial highway business district. It doesn't mean you can't have a house there, obviously, because there are.
Right, there are, well, Megan's right next door.
Yeah. So,
and on the opposite side, you have, Art's garages or barns or whatever they are there. So, I don't see that there's any, you know, just from an economic perspective, I'm not sure there's a lot of demand for it, but
Yeah.
probably Daryl's planning ahead.
Yep.
That would be my guess.
Yeah, I don't see any, personally, don't see anything really bad with it. Obviously, the end value is gonna be whether or not anyone buys it, which is not our concern.
No?
There's no reason to 15%.
Any other public was here for that? Any other public comment
Yes.
on Zoom?
Kyle, I just thought of one more thing that I need to add.
Yep.
So I'm going to add an easement that I just realized because he can't create another curb cut from DOT. So one of the things that Daryl wanted was to retain this triangular strip of land here
Yep.
on the south side of the pond. And in order to access that, I'm gonna have to create an easement across the new lot. So I'm gonna add that access as part of the plan that I'll submit for final submission when I address items, survey notes 8, 11, and 12.
Right.
On the final plat, those will all be addressed so that you guys can approve it, subject, so those other conditions that will need to be added will all be met.
Yeah, 'cause you gotta have a driveway cut down here, you can't add another one.
Right, so he's gonna retain this wedge, but he can't access it from the highway except for this curb
Oh,
cut.
right.
Or this curb cut, so I need to add an easement on here.
So we're gonna add driveway easement.
Yes.
Listen wants to row across the pond.
Unless he wants to row or skate.
Where's the-
I actually surveyed this on ice.
Yeah.
Brave. Brave with our winters, aren't
Well, it was in 2014, so.
This is a long haul plan.
they? We actually had quite the winter in 13, 14,
Yeah.
and 16.
Alright, so add a driveway easement from proposed lot 32B,
To lot 32A.
access
Or
32.
some kind of access easement.
Yeah.
But there's guardrails there as well.
That's right. Well, they end here.
Oh, okay.
Anything else from public? Nothing else on Zoom?
No, Megan's the only attendee.
Alright, well, I think it's safe to say we probably close the public hearing portion of it.
Yep.
We need to sit forever. So, regular deliberation. Anyone have any thoughts of issues on this? I think he's kind of covered it with his conditions.
I do have a couple of thoughts, or one thought and one comment. One is, so about the cottage, I don't necessarily see like an issue that would prohibit the owner from subdividing it. You know, if,
As far as the cottage goes?
yeah, I don't think it's not ideal because the best access is through this new lot, but I think that's up to the new owner to like work out. If they want it. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for the new owner to have access anyway, right? It's not their
Yeah, no,
property. But I guess I don't,
Well,
I feel-
me too, so.
part of me says we don't need to talk about the cottage at all. It doesn't,
Carol wanted to make sure we cover where the access is coming from, so.
and there's no, it sounds like the convenient access is the bridge, and that's not gonna be in play without an easement. But there is access physically along
Along
the pond.
And I think, the soil type listed there that probably wouldn't be too bad for cutting a road and at that, slope and soil type. Again, if that's something that we're concerned about, getting a better answer from the owner.
I think the only thing, I don't think we were really concerned, we just wanted to make sure they didn't need an easement. And maybe just let them know that, hey, you don't have room for well and septic. I don't think it's really maybe a condition for this, but just hey, by the way.
Well, it would be a condition that it can't be used as a dwelling unless they want it.
Well, it's his, if he landlocks or if he strands this cottage way out there and he can't get to it, it's his problem
Yeah.
when he sells this lot. I mean, if he wanted to pipe the septic and the well and the water lines all the way over from the sportsman's den, he probably could do that, but that seems cost prohibitive for given what the cottage is. Cottage is generous.
Yeah, from my interpretation, it's way too low.
Yeah.
I don't think it's livable anymore. Period.
No, I don't think so either.
But yeah, I still think it needs to be in there in case he does
Yeah,
wants to improve it.
even if it's just for, if he ever sells that entire piece, if someone doesn't wanna know, just, hey.
Yeah. That's it.
But I don't think it really stops this application, I don't think.
That was one comment anyway. I didn't feel strongly, but I'm fine if there's a specific condition being added. I'm not gonna fight over it. I had one question though for Jed about the boundary of the new lot. Just I'm playing remember, but I'm a layperson. Like, why wouldn't a new boundary just say like follow the water body?
It more or less does.
It's just that there's a point where it just crosses from one side of the stream and water body to the other.
I see what you're saying.
Like, why wouldn't you just have one owner be on one side of the water, so to speak, and
Good
then the
question.
other owner be
No,
on
that's
the
a
other
very good
side?
question.
Is there
It's zoning gone awry.
I
I needed 2 acres.
Well, I was gonna
Oh,
say,
I see,
my thought
okay.
would be a lot requirement, right?
Okay.
So I was just achieving the lot size requirement.
Yeah, and we can't waive that. Okay, so I just
And
without going into, I mean, the other part of this was why is that triangular wedge that you need an easement on so important? Like, why couldn't that be the?
no, these are very good questions.
So I can answer that one, aesthetics.
Well, it's more logical to just have one owner on one side of the water and one owner on the other side of the water.
Well, it's about this. If you wanted to build on this area,
Mm-hmm.
even just a garage or a cold storage,
Yeah.
that's the only area you could build. So if I eliminated this line would have to move over. Now I just made this triangle even smaller.
Yeah, and I was sort of
And
thinking.
so I
why-
was achieving the 75-foot and 100-foot setbacks for well and building and setback. building
on
and
this
septic.
small triangle.
That's right.
Oh. Okay.
That's why I say it's zoning gone awry. Because the practicality of this land, you're right. I wanted it all on this side. The reason I didn't was so that Daryl had sufficient area
Oh.
to
His
have
well is
cold
on the
storage.
back of the building.
This isn't an area near the well. This is on the other side.
So he's talking about this and this.
I mean,
So why
Right,
not?
right, this is his well here. So
Right
it's like-
here.
Yeah, okay, you're way past that, right?
Yeah.
or no, it's not huge, I guess. It's 20 feet or something. Okay.
No,
Um,
it's a very good question.
Yeah. It's.
Sometimes easier to calculate a square than a triangle with sides.
Well, yeah, that's what he was trying to do, he was trying to leave Daryl that space if he wanted it. That's all,
Right.
which makes sense.
Yeah, Daryl was adamant, and I didn't understand it until looking at this closer. He has no room over here to do anything because of the lot configuration against the pond. So this lot, Sheila's lot, lot 33 was, I think it was a 1940s subdivision that was subdivided. And it really squeezes the potential of Sorrel's accessories as it exists today.
When Arthur owned all of them, it didn't matter.
That's correct.
Oh, that's interesting. We allow down to 1 acre lots if there's water. in the highway business district. Okay. We needed the two. Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Did you have any questions? No, you're just gonna pop in.
I just trying to get caught up.
Sorry, could you repeat what you just said?
Oh, I just noticed in our regs, it's 2 acres minimum, but 1 acre if there's water and sewer.
Town water, so you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, town.
I thought you meant like,
Just
no,
private, no, yeah.
I found a puddle, I'm good.
no, literally, see this hydrant here, Henry?
That's the end of it.
That's the terminus.
So,
And then I talked to your water department, the head of the water department, and he said that even if you did extend it, that, even if you did extend it, that there is really insufficient water supply for anything beyond a residence.
okay.
So it's already at capacity
Mhm.
as it exists and functions today.
Okay. We just pointed out if it somehow made sense to have different size subdivision. Yeah. Could someone say the cottage condition or note that we're talking about?
Pretty bad.
No, I'm sorry, not the condition. I mean the condition or the note that we're asking Jed to put on the plan.
That it cannot be considered a dwelling, due to the fact that there is no water, sewer room. Unless you really did some work, but.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a note. I'll add a note on there.
Alright.
So there should be, currently we're talking about 3 conditions. Well release form, driveway easement for lot 32B to access 32A triangle, and the cottage not being considered a dwelling.
There's actually 2 more. There's also DES subdivision approval and I think DOT driveway permits and the DOT driveway permits.
That's right.
Doesn't he have an existing driveway on that new lot?
They needed to be permitted, they didn't have a record of it. I'm not certain of that, new director, I forget the title, but there's a new person there, and I think that I have the original.
And the DES, that's not the septic subdivision approval, right?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
that one.
It's that one, okay. So make sure I'm seeing it. Okay, to provide copy of driving permit. So we have 5 total.
Mm-hmm.
And then can I just drop them off with Elizabeth once I?
Yes, and then she'll notify planning board we received the pieces and add to the file.
Well, I'll move that we approve the subdivision with the 5 conditions that were mentioned as notes 8, 11, and 12 on the plan at tonight's meeting, plus language about a new easement between the proposed lot and, what are we calling this, the southeast corner of the existing lot.
The proposed lot 32B to access lot 32A.
Thank you. And a note defining restrictions on the cottage on existing 32A for as a dwelling unit.
Sounds good. Is there a second?
I second that.
Any further discussion on the motion put on the table? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstains? So passes with 5 conditions. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate
your time.
That's this. Alright.
I'm gonna hop off, but thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Megan Langevin?
Again,
Chris Romano?
on Servant.
You collecting these?
I am.
There you go, thank you.
Elizabeth, before we totally switch gears into this, is Carol helping you with the notice of decision and, making the documentation?
I was gonna ask her anyway, she's
Yeah.
just so helpful,
Yeah,
so,
okay.
yeah.
Well, let us know if you need any more information. I think we have, what is it 5 days? I don't know how many days we have.
I think it's-
for the notice, but
I think
Carol,
it's
Carol
fine,
can-
yeah.
You could put that in motion, that'd be great.
Yeah, of course.
So if I'm reading this correct, the tax map 24 lot 2, lot 24 lot A1 kind of has to happen before the second one? Or the second
Yeah, it
one?
would make sense to do the lot line adjustment first,
Okay,
and then subdivide the adjusted lot.
okay. So why don't we move through, make sure it's complete. The lot line adjustment, application for map 24 lot 2 on 8220 Road, and map 24 lot 1A-1, 68 Road.
This is the-
Is that this map?
There should be a one sheet, plan.
Oh, there, sure. You know that, my bad. Ah. There we go. Alright. And you see the check for these?
Yes.
Okay, let's first thing up the list. Go down to the subdivision checklist.
Yeah.
So number 1, name of subdivision, name and address of subdivider. There's one on there. And on the map, north arrow, scale, data plan. 25th, very good. Number 3, name, license number, and seal of the surveyor. And signature block. Below it. Number 4, Condition of survey stating tolerances that are met for the survey of the tract parcel or lot following the Hampshire Land Survey Association guidelines.
I believe that's note 5. Covers that.
Number 5, name of a Button subdivision, streets, easements, building lines, and other facts regarding the Button properties. Based off of that, all in one are notified, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Number 6, Wilkes plan showing zone designations.
I don't think any of the zone lines appear in the locus, but we do have a note about the zoning, number 4.
There's no, it's all rural up there.
Yeah, it's
so
all
no
rural.
change.
I was gonna say there's no line that to show. It's right on town line.
So it's covered. Number 7, boundary survey, including bearings, distances, and location of permanent markers. The survey shall be conducted according to standards outlined in the Hampshire Land Surveyors Association. Drill hole set, drill hole found, iron pin done. And the iron pins are set.
Yeah, I believe we set all the pins along the new.
Yep, the new proposed line.
Yep.
Alright, that looks good. Number 8, location of property lines, lot areas in square feet and acres, setback lines, and lots numbered according to Detroit tax map system. Neighbors are all numbered. Looks good to me. Number 9, existing and proposed easements, right-of-ways, driveways, buildings, and other structures. Where's the road here? Okay.
The road's in the north. There's a PSNH easement in the south.
Alright. Number 10, water courses, ponds, standing water, rock ledges, stone walls, other natural features, existing proposed storage lines, and other open space to be preserved.
Yeah, we're past the lot line adjustment. It ends at number 9.
It doesn't have number 9, okay, perfect. Don't have to worry about the rest of it. So, we can pay for it, got a name, that's all good. That. Don't believe we're missing anything. Carol felt they were good too. And a motion to accept as complete?
Can I say so moved? Does that count?
Sure. I'll make a motion to accept the application as complete. Anyone second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstains? Perfect. All right, let's move to public hearing, or actually, let's do presentation. Sorry.
Good
Go ahead.
evening, everyone. My name's Dan Borowski. I'm with Fieldstone Land Consultants. I'm filling in for my colleague John LaFave tonight, who prepared the plan and application package. I think he's been communicating with you. So I'll keep it real short for you tonight. It's 2 real simple applications. This is the first one, which is a lot line adjustment between lots 24-2 and 24-1A1. Basically taking this 21 acre parcel from lot 24-2 and giving it to lot 24-1A1. There's not a whole lot more to it tonight. I'm with Jack Beal, one of the applicants on this lot line adjustment. I believe it's between family members. So.
So the line, you got the line from the corner here
Yeah, I can,
I got the.
I should highlight
laptop,
this a little bit better.
They're basically gonna abandon what you can
Take
see
this
on the-
line, basically just
Right.
roll it
And
over.
then just push it up.
So
here.
this is a
This line.
land that's being transferred, is this whole 21-acre parcel.
Make sure.
The house was just on a little lot.
Yeah, the house is on a little lot, and then this is the lot line right here to be abandoned.
Right, makes sense.
So it gives a lot more usable frontage to the existing lot.
Well, it's a hell of a lot better lot.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot more land in the back too.
Yeah.
I don't think I have questions, anyone else?
No, just build those windowless stone walls.
Makes it easy to survey.
Just follow the wall till it ends. It doesn't end!
Well, this one ends in Oz lots, but yeah.
So we need to open a public hearing
Yep.
officially.
We officially open up a public hearing at 8:03. Anyone on Zoom for this one?
No.
Do we do it?
I think it looks like a really good idea.
Well, thank you.
Public input.
Appreciate it.
Well, seeing no public input, I think we can close that portion. And then we'll deliberation, what our thoughts are. I don't really see any, I don't see any issues. Definitely does not reduce the first one down to minimum. Still plenty of acreage. What do you think, Henry?
Yeah.
I think we're pretty set.
Jack, are you on Tolman Road or Mackey Road? I can't remember.
Mackey Road.
You're in Mackey. I just,
I skate on that pond though.
is this?
Yeah,
as
I
soon
wouldn't
as-
skate on there no more. Well, swamp.
Yeah, years ago. Well, it's only been 2 or 3 years since
Yeah.
it's gotten swampy. The dam broke.
Yeah. It's falling down.
No, I don't have anything. I don't think it really
I
matters.
think it used to be a fire pond, but I don't think you're gonna use it as a fire pond no more.
Just let it burn.
I'll make a motion to approve the lot line adjustment. I don't think there's any conditions to put forward. Any discussion? All those in favor of the lot line adjustment?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstains? So passes. Now, if that passes, we can move to the next one. So. Alright. This is for subdivision, alright. Check received. Water's on the side.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, make sure I put it on there. Just the butters. Alright. Minor subdivision. Let's go through the checklist. Number 1, name of subdivision, name and address of subdivider. That's good. Number 2, North Arrow scale and data plan. And date and scale. Name, license number, and seal of the surveyor. Signature block and planning board endorsement. Condition of survey state tolerances that are met for the survey of the tract, parcel, lot following New Hampshire Land Surveyors Association guidelines.
Yeah, it's gonna be a note as well. End of 7.
Just 7. Proposed parcel 24-2.1 is resolved. Perfect. Names of abutting subdivisions, streets, easements, building lines, and other facts regarding abutting properties. I see streets. Were there any easements? I don't see any.
Just the PSNH easement, it's on the second sheet.
Okay.
It does run through the property.
Yeah, very,
Yeah, oh, that's it.
well, yeah, it's on.
Great. Locus plan showing zoning designations.
Again, no zoning designations, we just have that in the note.
Yeah.
So it's just new.
And that's under number
6.
Number 6. Open rows and perfect. Boundary survey include bearings, distances, and location of permanent markers. The survey should be conducted according to standards outlined in New Hampshire Land Surveyors Association.
I believe we said all the money is from these two as well. Yeah. I think he said.
Location, property lines, lot areas, in square feet, and acres, setback lines, and lots number according to Troy County tax map. 2410. Existing and proposed easements, right-of-ways, driveways, buildings, and other structures. Construction, shed. She shed, he shed. Driveway, driveway. Right. Alright. Number 10, water courses, ponds, standing rock, ledges, stone walls, and other natural features existing and proposed foliage lines and other open space to be preserved. Not too much here, you get the stone walls. Location and profiles of existing and proposed water main, sewers, culverts, drains, connections. I don't think that's applicable. Location of perk test results within a 4,000 square foot septic area. Location of 75-foot well radius of property. A. Driveway. Location of existing and proposed driveways. Where's the existing one? Is that the other? Is that
It's
this
right
here?
on the, right on the.
Yeah, right on, yep. Base flood elevations, I think that was on one of them, wasn't it?
That was for the lot line adjustment, it was over by the pond.
Yeah,
This
really.
lot doesn't have any floods in the moment.
Yeah, I'm really tickled the last.
I think, yeah, no, number 9 addresses that.
Plans for drainage and or soil erosion and sediment control, not applicable. Copy of state subdivision approval or certification from subject designer, again, not applicable.
Yeah, the lots are huge.
Copy of driveway permit,
This can be pending, because we do have a proposed driveway, so I can provide that for you.
yeah, we'll put it as part of the condition probably. And then, copy of any other state and federal permits, I don't see any, need. Copy of any deed restrictions. I don't think there is any, is there?
I think just a PSNH easement, I think we did submit the deeds, we definitely noted on the plan.
Yep.
That's the only one.
Mhm. And I think 22 is the last one for the subdivision, right? Existing proposed streets and names, classifications, widths, travel services, right away.
That's for me. 21's the last for the.
Yeah, 21 was the last one, yeah.
We have butters, the pay, notice. Appears to be complete. Anyone have any comments on that? I'll make a motion to accept the application as complete.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstains? Alright, so it passes. So why don't we have you present?
Alright, good evening, everyone. I'm Dan Borowski again, with Fieldstone Land Consultants, representing that field for a 2-lot subdivision of the newly revised lot 24-2. The existing lot's 44 acres, a little more than 44 acres, and we're proposing 2 lots. One's gonna be about 29 acres, one's gonna be about 15 and a half acres. It's real simple. We're basically subdividing off the existing house and existing driveway. We're proposing a new driveway to kind of connect up with this, to the existing garage, just to avoid having the driveway easement, that would basically straddle the lot line. It does go through the buffer, but as Carol pointed out in her report, that's allowed for a driveway, as long as we don't encroach upon the wetlands, which we have plenty of room for that, because it's a pretty small isolated wetland. There's not a whole lot else to it. Just making a new, I assume, residential lot. That's well over the minimums of 2 acres and 200 feet of frontage. The new lot has 208 feet of frontage, so that's pretty close with the, have 15 acres and the remainder about 29 acres and 400 feet of frontage.
Yeah, can we check the math on the frontage on the smaller lot?
Yeah.
I'm coming up like, not even worth mentioning, shy of 200, but.
I have, so I got 1941, 491, plus 6581, 190,
And then
plus
976.
976. 199.89. Am I missing something
I
somewhere?
know, I'm looking like, you're gonna point out something that I do,
The note says 208.
201.
199.89, that's one.
yeah, I know, we're talking about,
3 inches.
right, I know, but I just, for the plan to be correct.
No, yeah, it's great. It's gotta be right by zoning, so, I can amend that by amending this lot line here and kicking it over the, whatever, 10th.
An inch,
You can go
the
and,
other side of the post,
go and knock that iron pin over,
right,
just give it a love tap and, we'll amend that bearing the distance on the final plan by the proposed drive.
Good catch, Mike.
So that new lot will have 200 feet even of frontage.
Width of a foot is 1.2 inches.
yeah, whatever, 0.11 for this, so.
It's probably the width of the pen.
It's probably our backside error when we were surveying.
It's your fancy fieldstone cap.
Yeah.
Right, I think you could literally measure the other side of it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
over
they are,
200.
I think they're
Yeah,
2.5
it's
inches
pretty
wide.
big.
Right, but you're 8, I think you're fine for us, but you're 8 feet off.
Yeah. We will. Right. And then that.
I mean, I could even consider that rounded up to 200. Well, for everything
Well,
now,
we're
so
not
number
talking-
wise.
we're talking-
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, actually, technically, if you want to go down that route, any survey that's over 10 acres is, by New Hampshire Land Surveyor standards, can be compass and tape, which is nearest foot.
Yeah, you
Years
So
out and
I
years to
think
wait.
based off that and the fact we're talking an inch, I just round up to 200, make sure this
Inch
thousand.
and 3/8.
Inch and 3/8.
Yeah, I just wanted the plan to be.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'll put
appreciate
plan
that. I don't wanna run into any zoning issues down the road.
Yeah, but you don't wanna confuse the next guy 15 years from now, who's looking for that other 8 feet.
Right.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll definitely get the correct frontage, on the plan.
Is it land in current use?
I
At current use taxation?
don't think so, I'm not sure.
Is your tax bill $2,000 a year or $22 a year?
More than 2,000.
That's probably not current use.
I don't think so.
Change to 200.
Both of the lots are big enough to be in current use, so you might want us, and is it your brother that has the other lot?
Yeah,
His is big enough to be in current use now too. So you might wanna look at applying to put your property in current use.
yeah, wherever you're not using.
Yeah,
Right.
basically whatever's not
Yeah.
developed, so anything past the house, as long
Yeah.
as it's over
Yeah.
10 acres,
Yeah.
you get big tax break.
Save you a couple pennies.
Cost down a couple pennies.
Well, rates set by the state, actually.
I don't think.
Yeah, other than how you guys deal with the driveways to access stuff, but that's.
I think that must be a condition that we're waiting on the
Driveway,
approval. I think they'll cover that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, my question would, I mean, it really is irrelevant for us is how you have a driveway that accesses both, so I don't know if you put a fence down the middle or whatever, but that's really up to you
I don't-
and the next guy, right?
I don't think it'll be, destroyed or anything, but there certainly won't be any, legal rights to cross over.
There'll be no easement created,
Correct.
whether or not that exists there. So.
If it becomes a problem, you can always put up a fence.
Not my problem.
I don't see anything. I tell Carol didn't really have anything. Move into the public hearing. Move into the public hearing portion. 8:20. Do you have any public hearing wants to comment on this? Anyone on Zoom?
No one on Zoom.
Any thoughts?
It's a public comment. I think it seems very reasonable in keeping with the neighborhood up there.
Have to agree. Leave it open for a minute. Get someone barging to the door.
3 people watching on YouTube, including myself, so.
So two.
2 people watching, unless Abby's watching? No?
Probably my wife, making sure I'm not out on a date right now.
Right?
Same girl.
Who's the woman in the
There's the other
corner?
2 people.
All right, I don't think we're gonna see any public comment, so we'll close that at 8:21. Deliberation, you want, anything we could talk about, comments? Any questions?
Straightforward. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second it.
Any discussion on the motion?
You got that, Abby?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? So passes.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You got everything?
Excuse me?
Oh, okay. I just wanna make sure you got everything you got them.
He's on top of it, good sir. There. Out of the way. Out of the way.
you have to drive from to get here?
I'm in open office.
Oh, yeah? Chad didn't want to do it for you?
Yeah, yeah, we have the opposite key, it would make sense.
Well, Chad lives in Troy.
I know, actually, you're right, he's
He's right on the
I think
street.
he's
He
in
lives on the
New
way
Ipswich
up the
tonight.
hill,
He's
yeah.
right up the street from him.
Yeah, I think he's in New Ipswich tonight with another subdivision.
Right, you're here, he's there.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm going back that way.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night.
Alright,
Want
well,
me
you
to do
pay,
anything else? I've never really done this before.
You're all set?
well, you're all
I
set.
think that's pretty straightforward.
Once the paperwork's drawn up and signed, and you're all set.
Sounds good. Thank you, have a good night.
Thank you.
Alright, let's go over our minutes from September 25th, 2024.
I'm just remembering that we didn't add a condition about the driveway permit. Are we gonna bring that up? So,
Sherelle?
for, yeah, for that's for Coleman. Elizabeth, have you been in touch with Dan or Aaron about this package from Fieldstone?
Yeah, I've been in touch with somebody.
I feel like we should just,
Yeah.
because we're not gonna have a note on the plan about it, we should ask them for like a status update. Like find out if they've applied and when.
Did he say he had one he needed to get it?
I can't
He
remember.
said he had to apply, he said he applied, he had to apply for one.
Oh, okay.
So I can.
Could you just ask for a copy of it?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
It doesn't seem like there'd be a problem getting it permitted, but,
Yeah, it's part of our checklist.
yeah, I think we just rushed it. Okay, cool.
The folly of being human.
Yeah. Alright, minutes. Line 7 mentions changing the date of the next meeting to 2004. So just a minor. Line 7? 2004.
24.
Yeah, 2004.
Back to the future.
Yeah. do we need, on line 33, where you, at the end of the paragraph, insert a list of applicable plan drawings? Do we need to add, like the name of the plan there?
Well, that's what it was going to be, but that never got into the NODs. So in fact, I was gonna recommend just ending that at revision date as of
September 10th,
and
2024.
just omitting the rest of it, because it's just not on the actual NOD now.
So
Okay.
remove after 2024 as shown on,
Yes.
and then insert this. Good.
Conditionally approved. Conditional use permit.
Almost sounds oxymoron.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably correct, but just.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve as amended. For what we discussed earlier.
I'll second.
I have one other comment. On line 51, where it says deliberation on the Dort Street West Solar Project notice of decision, I think it should say
Application like the one above.
application, yeah.
As amended.
Scribicus Ericus.
Okay. Cool.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Abstains?
I was saying, I wasn't.
Oh, yeah, you were Zoom, correct, for that one?
Me, no, I wasn't here at all.
Oh, you were?
I was in a different time zone.
Oh, so you should be under members absent then.
Oh, yeah, I was on Zoom for the previous meeting, but not on
Okay, so Mike, the clerk, will put.
I think you were on the
25th
one. You were.
that. Oh, did
This
we
is the
have a meeting in between? Okay, no, I was here, I'm
Yeah, you
sorry.
were.
Okay,
Yep, no, I was on Zoom.
last question, I knew I had a tough time with these solar projects, but man, it's not a question I'm saying here.
No, yeah, I had to get up at 3 for a flight.
So you want to change from abstain to?
I, yes.
I'll lie.
Sorry about that.
Ah, no worries.
We have had a meeting in between,
No, we haven't made off.
We skipped.
correct?
My birthday was the next meeting, so I told everyone to go.
Okay.
It would have been the second. It
Great.
would have been the meeting.
Okay, alright, good. So I didn't miss anything.
Correspondence, quick. We did get a letter from the Department of Environmental Services, just notifying us that Bigelow Hill Solar has submitted their paperwork. So they're now submitting paperwork.
Just Bigelow Hill.
Just Bigelow Hill is the first one we noticed I've seen before.
And did they say what, the AOT in the wetlands, or?
This is literally just saying we received an application, letting you know who it's from. If you have not seen anything from this, here's you guys' contact, which we've seen now with everyone, so.
Yeah, there's some applications I think they're supposed to inform the town clerk of as well.
Yeah. This is literally just saying, hey, we
Yeah.
received an application.
Can I see that?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sorry.
I'll take that after you. Minutes.
Yeah, this is cool. I don't remember seeing this last year. Business and Economics Affairs, we got what's called the Zoning Amendment Calendar Traditional March Town Meeting. And it gives you your deadlines. So like November 2024, the 11th roughly, be the first day to accept petition zoning amendments. December of 2024, last day to accept petition zoning amendments. And that goes into January. January 10th, last day to post and publish notice for public hearing on zoning amendments. The 20th would be the last day you can hold a first public hearing on zoning amendments. And the 23rd would be the last day to post and publish notice for final public hearings in February. It's just kind of like a timeline, like, if you gotta do stuff, this is what you're gonna get done by. So I'll pass that around. And then we have SWRPC. You wanna give us a rundown on this, Henry?
Is that the highlights newsletter?
Yes.
I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah.
Basically, the highlights newsletter are notable things that happened in the last month. So it comes out at the beginning of every month. It's kind of reporting on things that, in that case, happened in September.
You don't see anything that really changed us. The closest thing is Andrew and Alsted adopt the complete streets policy. But nothing that affects us or. Pass it around if you guys want. So that brings us to, we do have correspondence with Carol. She'd have to ask Evan to add to the agenda. Whether the board would like Sarah Marchant to come in and talk about manufactured housing. She runs at ROC, Resident Owned Communities, through the New Hampshire Community Loan Fund that works with residents and assume
Mobile
home parks to help with purchase of property. She's very knowledgeable about manufactured housing in general. If you decide you're interested, we'll work on her to find a time. Is there anything we feel we need to?
So I don't know if anybody watched, Carol had sent us a message about watching this at another town's, I can't remember the town. So.
Antrim, right?
Yeah, I tried to sign on and it was I had just gotten back from Colorado and it was really choppy and I was too tired, so I shut it off. There were a couple of residents that found it quite interesting and thought maybe it would be helpful for.
That was about ADUs though, wasn't it?
It was both, but it was kind of about the new ordinances regarding like the accommodation of manufactured housing and a lot of statistical information is what I gathered from it around that. Like I know when we had discussed manufactured housing, there was talk about what that looks like from a tax basis as far as students and statistically is if there's child, does it add more children or not? And she has some pretty interesting statistics with that too. So, it would just be, we could do it for the town, whether people would show up, I don't know.
It would thought.
Yeah, it would clarify some of that, state ordinance that we'll have to adopt to some degree and.
Well, we have to look into it, so I mean, it'd be good to have more information for us.
Sure.
I do kind of like the idea of doing it as like a community thing, so people can come down.
Yeah, she was pretty great. Some of the stuff, like I wasn't on long, but when she turned away from the camera, I had one of those microphones that would hunt for people, and when she turned away, it was really hard to hear. So I missed quite a bit, but what I did catch was pretty interesting.
I think it'd be useful.
Yeah, I do too.
I agree. I think, especially if you do like something for community wise,
Yeah, that's the key question. Because, I mean, part of their focus is residents of mobile home parks. So we're a totally different audience than
Yeah.
residents of our park, which isn't, it's not resident owned. I think we should be a little bit sensitive to the owners of the parks, you know, bringing in a speaker like this is, I mean, part of their goal is to get parks into the hands of people who live there as opposed to landlords, basically.
Is that okay?
I don't think we have to like pussyfoot around it, but I just want to point out that they do have.
Well, I don't know if we get too careful. It's just an informational. It's not like we're trying to
Yeah.
do anything.
I will say that one of the people that I had talked to about it is one of the partners, and he was all in favor of having her come in if we had the opportunity.
I mean, one of the things this board does is try to educate the public on everything, whether it's ordinance wise, housing, other stuff we cover, so. We have someone else come in and do some of the teaching for us, I think you take that opportunity.
Yeah. I'm definitely in favor of it.
I just want to talk to Carol next time she's here and see what she suggests.
Did you conveniently skip right over the budget?
No, save that for last.
Oh, I know.
Could I, before you,
But speaking of which, Mike,
before you jump into that, if I could just ask a question, Abby, it says that we would have gotten the alteration of terrain permit, this letter. Do you know, could you check to see if town of Troy received that from Rewild?
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think that I don't think we did, but that doesn't really mean anything.
Okay, yeah, I don't know, some of them go to the town clerk or something.
Yeah, I might ask her.
Yeah,
we have to submit to the state for the alteration committee too, right?
Yeah, it just says
So-
you're required to give the town a copy of it.
Yeah, that letter is regarding the alteration.
Okay, yeah.
I have one other correspondence thing.
Yeah.
And it's just a general announcement that came on PlanLink, but it's it's an announcement about the New Hampshire Municipal Association Land Use Law Conference, and it's going to be from 9 to 3:15 on Saturday, November 16th at Southern New Hampshire University in Manchester. And they have presentations on Zoning 101. By the way, all the presenters are attorneys, so it's.
I'm gonna fall asleep.
I mean, my experience has been pretty positive with them. They really know their stuff, is what I meant to say. Zoning 101, meeting mechanics for land use boards, ZBA New Hampshire, planning board housekeeping, ZBA decision-making process, how can your community become more housing friendly? There is a cost, which is $115 for NHM members, which Troy is. Let's see. Yes, so that's the gist. I will hit forward on this.
Yes, please.
People can go to maybe see the whole, a little more about the sessions, but we could pay for this out of our budget for people who want to go.
On drill that weekend, so I'm good to go.
I might be able to do it. Oops. What was that? I don't know what this is.
Did you make copies of this?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Alright,
So just FYI.
you're gonna send that out, you said?
Yeah, just hit
Perfect.
forward on it.
Perfect.
That's it.
So, on to a very fun thing of budget. And we go in front of the select board tomorrow. So,
There's more of them that's going from budget.
Yeah, we have ZBA, planning board, conservation, and water sewer.
I was gonna say,
Oh.
Ours took hours, but I'm sure this is much easier.
So first off, we have 55% of the budget remaining of this year. I don't know if we've been billed for the third quarter yet from Carol.
We have,
Yeah. Does this include third quarter?
Um,
Because it seems kind of low, but I could be wrong.
wait, I thought it did.
it says as of 10/7.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it is.
$1,000 left over.
1,000, I was reading that backwards, I'm sorry. Balance remaining. Okay. That probably makes sense. Postage is 200. Now, does this postage include the 3 subdivision lot line adjustments did?
Well, this was October
When did I
4th,
announce
was this paper, so if you go to postage on the other one, current year expenditures is $199.96, so. But that's as of October 4th, today's the 16th,
16th, and I think those said
October
on the
11th,
bottom.
so that's not including this.
Not including this, okay. But we're not,
But
we're well short of the postage, so.
Yeah, I think we're good for that. I think we can almost leave everything the way as it is, except for travel reimbursements, because if we're gonna have people starting to show up to these, classes and courses,
Yeah, one trip to Manchester would be $50, right?
it's something, because I think it's, what is it, mileage? What's the
Yeah,
mileage rate, 56 cents or
I
59
think
cents?
it's 60 something now.
60,
63,
So take the
I
saving group?
think so.
so the travel, if people are gonna go to training, and it's not gonna be local, or even if it is local, I mean, the travel reimbursement probably should be bumped up
Yeah.
a little bit more than that.
I mean, I think the Manchester example is a good one. I mean, there are multiple conferences there. We have to think, like,
Do we
we
know how
at
many?
least wanna have one person, at the very least, and probably more.
Let's take $200 out of our postage line and move it to our travel reimbursement line.
So making our new request for postage 800 potentially.
Oh, what did you say, 63 cents? 60, we'll say 65 cents,
Sure, that's good.
just 0.65. And how many miles is Manchester? 50, it's like 50, it's right around 50
Manchester?
miles.
It's like 46. Where are the city centers? 38. Believe it or not.
Is that as a bird fly, or is it?
It's via driving directions, so it depends on where in Manchester, obviously, but it's showing 38 miles.
A40.
Or maybe that's to
40?
the town edge, so yeah.
Times 40 miles, we'll just see what that number is. So that's $26.60 for one trip there, not coming back.
Yeah.
So it's
50.
$50 for one person, a little over $50 for one person to go there and back.
So I think the
So
200,
200 might cover it, yeah.
I mean, that's,
Want to move 250 instead, maybe?
Well, how motivate, one, do we know what the conferences are for next year?
I mean, not exactly, but there's usually like, I think there's maybe 2 NHMA conferences, and there's one OPD, the BEA people, they do an annual conference.
I mean, I think the 200 is
At least
fine.
3 or 4.
Like we know, if we do spend a little over, we have it in the budget.
Yeah. We can
I
always
think we just
spend
need to put a number there, and say, hey, we're really planning on trying classes this year.
Alright.
Now, you said the cost of the class is 115 for this one coming up?
Yeah,
What line is that coming out of?
seminars,
Seminars.
which is 150.
Oh, there it is, there it is.
So that's one class, maybe that needs to get bumped up too.
Yeah, we don't want to fund multiple trips. But
So it's currently at 150, that pretty much cover one seminar for one person. Or is it cover the board, the 115, if more than one person goes? Is it per person or per board?
I think per person. I know we talked about that at the VBA meeting. VBA, I think, have a larger fund for training.
Yeah.
So let's do 450. That'll allow for 3 conferences for 1 person to go. And then plus the mileage, that should cover everything for travel and reimbursement. So seminars, 350, if everybody agrees?
350.
I like,
I mean, no,
Yeah.
what did I say,
450.
450?
You said
Okay.
450 per day, so I was like, 450.
Sorry, 450.
so we should try to back $300 out from somewhere else, maybe. I would say like community outreach.
I've got 100 out of community outreach and 200 out of advertising.
What do we do?
Although look at our actual advertising for 2023. Why was that?
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Keep the advertising there because we're gonna need that. I don't know what's coming up, I don't have any, I can't forecast this next year, but
Fair enough.
we've been having a lot of stuff coming in for
Fair
the last couple of years, so.
So we took 200 of postage to do the travel reimbursement. What if we take,
300 out of community outreach.
yeah, 300 and we'll just ask for extra 150 over our total.
Well, no, that breaks us even. Yeah,
Does it break us even?
yeah. We only need 300.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because we're at, well, there, sorry. I was looking at the usage. Alright, so yeah,
And then they're usually just 1-day conferences too, they're not 2-day like town clerk and these other ones.
Yeah, there's a conference at the end of this month that's multiple days, but
Well, that's
So-
for this year, we can do
yeah,
this
yeah,
year for that
That's
one, but
true.
for next year, we can plan
yeah,
for 3 individuals or the same individual plus mileage.
yeah.
And then if we have to get, pay for a hotel or whatever, we can take it somewhere else out of the budget too. So that would make sense.
I cannot be Route 10.
Well, they have Tent City in Manchester. Just put it right up in Tent City. So, yeah, that'll work.
How does everyone feel about that? Just with the budget?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
We don't have to go up on anything, I think it'd be great, because
Yeah.
what I'm seeing already is other boards are looking to come in higher.
So,
You guys are conservation,
Yeah,
as opposed to
That's a guy, bro.
and this is
Talk to the guy today.
yeah,
going.
good or bad.
And it's gonna be 3,000 just for the one, you know.
This is lowering to 800 from 1,000.
But we said you can't remove portions of it, so the biggest additional cost is we touch it, I wanna make sure all the quotes from construction close.
What was that for?
Damn.
Silicon Dam, the grant. We talked about that there. Alright, so we have to approve this budget, or are we just gonna?
Jack, did you get all that, please?
Yep.
Or everything? I don't know who's doing it.
I gave them to Jack. The changes were community outreach going down from 1,000 to 700.
Correct.
Postage going down from 1,000 to 800.
Correct.
Seminars going up to 450. Yeah, from 150. And then travel reimbursement going up to 200. Okay. Yep.
And that should still be the 65.
So technically it goes to 225, because we took 200 out of postage, added on top of the current 25.
Okay,
Oh,
225, yeah.
thanks.
225.
So that's travel to 225?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we're adding 200 on top of the current 25. Just make all the numbers work. Alright. We have to officially motion to approve this, or?
Well, it's tentative right now, it's just what we're
Yes,
talking, until it
yeah.
goes in front of the selectmen say yea or nay, then it kicks off to the budget says yea or nay, and then it goes into public hearing, which it can be adjusted again then, and then it goes into the final hearing with the budget committee and the plan, or selectmen, so it can get adjusted from here on out another 4 times.
Yeah, but we don't have to, to bring us to the select board budget, we don't have to,
No.
or, that's what I just wanna make sure.
We all agree to what it is, and
Ah,
but we have
perfect.
4 more chances to adjust it if something comes up. Allegedly.
Allegedly, it says. Alright. So did the minutes, did our budget. Status of appointment of SWRPC commissioners, where do you end up on that, do you know?
Well,
That's the question.
we have Steve, right, and then,
Well, I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was like ever confirmed.
ratified. or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the selectmen okayed Steve, we voted
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Steve. They did not,
We did not
he
do
did
these.
not do Lisa's thing, no.
Okay.
But
I
Steve's
think this
one-
refers to the second seat. We were trying to fill the second seat. We put an ad
Yeah.
out and.
no, it's maybe-
I wasn't clear if that's, the second seat held up appointing Steve as a commissioner.
No,
or not.
no.
Okay.
Cause you can have just one, or you could have two plus alternates. We were just trying to fill the seats.
Yeah.
So we can probably revisit that as the next meeting and see if we actually got anyone else to apply.
Well, while we're asking that, so when we were having this conversation, we had around 2 things. We were gonna use the social media page to post for the open seat for the planning board, and then we'd also talked about posting for this seat on the SWRPC. So I only posted the open seat for the planning board, so if you'd like, I'll post this one more time on that same page, and then maybe by next meeting we can see, because we wouldn't have had any kind of interest, or I guess we didn't make it publicly known that.
We were lucky.
Yeah, and then we had said in that meeting that if we got no interest, that we would consider, we probably have to revisit with Lisa whether she wanted to have us resubmit. her.
Where are you gonna post that, Mike?
On our, we have a.
Planning board
Facebook
page?
Yeah, Facebook page.
Did we get any feedback from the open position?
No. No.
Evie, did anybody come in and ask him that?
I can reiterate that one on there as well.
Might as well.
Because Eric Ferris did approach me and asked if he ever filled this other position.
No
I
kidding.
said no, and he asked, well, what's going on with it? And I said, well, we really haven't talked about it. But I said, as a general rule, the way the selectmen used to do it is whoever came in second, third, or fourth for voting, you ask those people who actually applied on the ballot, and go from there. And he said, okay, he didn't really go into detail.
But did you gather that he was interested?
He said that he was interested, but he said he was gonna come in and give a formal paper, but if Abby hasn't received it, then it's not, right now it's a hearsay. So it's a conversation between A and B, so until he makes the actual effort to say, yes, I wanna be on it, we can't really entertain it unless we wanna reach out. Because he was on the ballot for the second place? I honestly, I don't remember.
I think we asked him way back when.
Andrea or him, I don't remember
We asked both of
who
them.
came in second.
So we could, if the board wants to reach out, we can have Abby reach out,
I can.
if everyone agrees.
Well, if you don't want to show interest,
Yeah, as long as we can prove he lives in town, I'm good for it.
He lives in town.
As long as we can prove it. Okay.
His vehicles are registered and according to the state, when you register a vehicle with the town, it's legal. Which we found that out back in April. April.
What's to stop someone from registering their vehicles in multiple towns then?
You have to have a physical address.
To register.
Right.
But she's a property owner, again, so it doesn't.
Has to be on the license or like
So-
a renter's agreement or something.
In the town clerk, when you register the vehicle, you have to show proof of residence, and she does.
Yeah.
You do?
Cast a license. That's when you register and renew your license, or renew your
You have to show a
registration.
license.
You have to show your ID.
I wonder how that works because
Cause you could have moved in town and not have
A valid one, but then you could have a registration, or 9 times out of 10, the town already knows it when they moved in, because we get the updates that this person just bought this parcel.
Right, but you can get
Yeah,
a
but
property
if
owner
I have-
and not live in.
I have property in another town, farmland, I register a farm vehicle there, I don't live in that town. But I have a farm vehicle registered that, and tractors registered to that property. I wonder how they do that.
I don't know, that's a town clerk question.
But it's legal, because.
Yeah.
Property in town,
This is odd, it's like,
and
there's a weird loophole.
I do know Mr. Ferris did go in and he did change his address to,
And I'm not arguing with that, I'm just,
he's living in the apartment building
Again,
next
just
door.
to be clear, I'm not asking for my status, because it's gonna come up, that's all.
But you're gonna be posting it on Facebook too, right, Mike?
Yeah, we can share it to the town page.
yeah, because then they have what?
But we have quite the following actually, but I get messages every day that
Do you really?
multiple
We
people
have-
continue to follow the page.
On the
We have
Facebook?
one open seat and then 3 alternate positions open? Or is it 2?
Yeah, well, whose position's open this year, or up this year? Is it the,
I think I'm up this year in March. We have 5 alternate positions though, so we have
and
5.
was Debbie ever an alternate for planning, or was it just ZBA?
Just see,
Just ZBA? Okay.
she's not an alternate anymore. She's a member now.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't think the ZBA has an alternate.
Health plan, killers this year.
Alright, I guess conservation for an update is that, I don't know if I told you guys, the rail trail commission got their grant for $80,000.
Awesome.
Wow.
So we will be working with them probably in the winter, moving forward, we're gonna stake all the historic markers, and we also do some wildlife markers, check make sure there's nothing affected there. We're gonna do all the ditch work, and that'll be covering from the depot to the Marlboro town line, 2.2 miles.
Wow, that's awesome.
That money's all for Troy, all for that?
All for that project, yep, that 2.2 mile stretch.
And the Snowballs actually have been posting on Facebook for one of their things and showing all the updates, and the guy has been volunteering and using his equipment and everything, and posting it, and doing a really good job.
Yep, and they'll be working with
Yeah, there's a
that
few
group too.
guys that are incredibly dedicated to it,
Cause they're gonna be working to get a grant for the tree work and brush removal portion of it. Because the rail trail, the grant for 80,000 that we got, because it's federal grant, you have to follow federal rules. There's a bat in New Hampshire that prevents you from doing tree trimming until like after October, November. So we're not gonna do the tree trimming, this rail commission, so the snow moles are gonna get state funding for that, and then they don't have to do,
Nice.
they don't have to follow federal timetable. So that'll allow the trimming earlier in the year, and then we can do all the work. Which will be widening the path to a full 14 feet, drainage on both sides, and any vegetation as far back as they can reach. They try to make it up to 24 feet, you know.
That'd be great. That's a really cool section, so.
Yeah, and it should be really nice. You know, open up as high as they can, wide as they can. Try to make it a full 14 foot bed again.
Wow.
Nice material, gravel, and all that. Then we get all the drainage actually working, all the culverts working. And based off of that, my brother's gonna working with, hopefully with the train society, to see if we want to restore some of the train markers going down at the same time.
The mile, what do you mean, the mile markers or?
There's a telltale, so actually behind the red shed here, if
Really?
you look in the woods, there's a big pole with a chain. What that was 2 poles, and
Yeah.
across it was a chain with a marker. If you hit that, you're too tall for the bridge in front of you. They're called telltales. So there's actually the remains of a couple down this whole
Hit the
section.
brakes.
Yeah. Well, it's actually designed for the workers and stuff on top of the train.
Right.
The trip them.
Yeah. Take you out.
You don't hit the bridge, you hit the chain.
Yeah, if we knock you out with a telltale, you'll be lying down, you'll be safe to go use the bridge.
Yeah, there's some neat stuff along the way.
And there are some granite markers, and then some of the, there's markers we found. We found, I think there's 7 historical markers for the train, blocking that stretch.
Yep.
Like I said, the telltale is almost complete here. There's actually a section of chain hanging down, so you could actually reconnect it.
And there's a small foundation just on the other side that I think was the build, I think there's actually some structure that's.
Yep, there was 2 structures down there, so that was kind of cool. And then Conservation Commission apparently at some point back in the early 2000s put signs up along the trail.
Yeah.
Going over wildlife, and so we're actually gonna redo those signs.
Some of those are still there.
Yep, we're actually gonna redo them all at the same time.
Yeah, my wife and I
New
walked
posts, add to
from
them.
Westmoreland all the way to
Did you?
the Mass border.
Wow.
And the Conservation Commission is also working on the dams. We've taken, trying to take over that project. We were working with a guy from GHD. He's gonna redo the grant for Silica Pond Dam. He's given us a paper quote so we can add it to the conservation budget to cover that. And that grant was for $1.2 million at the time. He expects it to go up a little bit. It is a 2-year-old grant, so it shouldn't go up too much.
Where's that grant coming from?
Federal and state, I believe.
So it's already been approved?
It was denied at the time because the dam was not red listed. And the month after it was denied, the dam was red listed. So if we'd been 30 days slower, we would have had that grant. The only reason it was denied is because the dam was not red listed. It was not considered an extreme threat.
Is that the high hazard potential dam program? Does that sound
I
right?
believe, yeah, I don't have it with me.
HHPD? Okay.
So Kyle, you have to reapply, is that what?
We do, yep. So we have to repay the fees, and which kind of sucks, but it has to be done sooner than later. Because that is the most deteriorated one, so it causes the most issue. If that one fails, it actually floods all of downtown.
Wow.
This has the biggest impact of all the dams. So we're hoping we can get that in the budget, get that resubmitted. Since the last one was denied only because of the status of the dam, we're pretty confident that resubmitting it with the correct, let's call it correct status, that we should be able to get it and start the ball rolling, getting all these dams up to snuff. I don't have anything else from Conservation Commission. Do you want plan for master plan survey promotion, put that on for top old business for next meeting? Get back at that?
Yeah, I think it's like master plan next steps though.
Oh.
Or master plan update next steps.
Speaking of next steps, the selectmen have come up with like a system for application, building permits, all the stuff that comes in. You know, they're gonna have a filing system, numbering system. The only thing they need from us is that flow chart.
Oh,
So I'm in the office, tell you, is this a site plan, is this a building permit, is this a variance, what do they need? So we should probably put that on new business to the list for next meeting.
Yeah.
If we get that done, finalized, we should have a nice system in this building.
And it'll help
Where
out
no
all
matter
the
where
future-
you go in the building, everything should go to the correct department first time.
I just feel like the flow chart is gonna say like maybe on it, on like 100 lines going out of every.
Well, we'll have to work on it and see what we come up with.
Yeah, we do.
So,
Yeah.
hopefully, it smooths up, or worst case, flow chart has some, if there's a gray area, you have to contact,
Yes, yeah,
not leave it open-ended. I think
yeah.
the select boards are looking for like a pretty concrete direction to go, whether it's a contact or an actual form.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna help out all the future selectmen, because right now, when I first became a selectman in 2017, they were just approving every building permit that came in. They weren't even looking at site, setbacks, they weren't doing anything. But I was on the planning board back then for a few years, so I kinda knew it. Minimum, you need to at least check the setback. So I kinda told Alan Bailey and Barb Locher at the time, hey, we need to at least check this, and then there's other stuff, but I don't know everything off the top of my head, I still don't. And, so every time there was a building permit come in, they literally just kind of looked at me and I had to like, okay, flip through the book and it's like, okay, yeah, it seems like it works. So this is gonna help out all future selectmen, whether it's something that needs a site plan, we need to send it right to the planning board, and it needs a variance, send it to the ZBA, it's gonna help out. And it'll help out the residents as well, because they're gonna know what they need to do.
And hopefully it prevents any issues like getting a building permit before a site plan or
Right.
vice versa, so.
And then if there's a conceptual, so it's gonna be a win-win all the way around.
So is that a new business item for next meeting?
I think we should get that, I think we can get that smashed out. I think it'd be good, because the select board have kind of already come up with their plan of filing and all this moving forward, so they just need that little piece.
Yeah.
I think if we get Wilmington out of the way, we can focus on the master plan best we can.
Gonna be getting to November, so any zoning amendments have to get figured out.
That was gonna be my next comment, right?
We have warrant articles too. I think we set a date for all warrant articles from all the budgets or all the committees to get it in a certain time frame. I do not remember what the date is off the top of my head, of course.
Okay.
But we don't have one, as far as I'm aware, we don't have any warrant articles that we're gonna put in
Yeah.
separately. We just have any zoning amendments or whatever, but we don't have anything planned as of right now, right?
No, I think we maybe like hinted that that could be a way to fund a master plan update though. If we need funding, we have to go, really need a warrant article. Even if it is grant funded, right, we have to have.
We need to
Uh,
appropriate
raise
money
and
somewhere
appropriate,
before
yeah.
we can, and we have to vote to be able to do it, yeah.
So why don't we make the flow chart and discuss it if we need to do a petition warrant article at our next meeting?
It would just be a regular warrant article,
Okay, yeah, sorry, warrant article.
that'll make.
Yeah, I think we should consider that. I think we should consider that.
I think we have to put it forward.
I mean,
And at least get it, that'll also put it to the public's eye that what we're working on more than if they watch us. I don't know how many people are watching.
All both of us.
Good. So, put it on that, makes people see it a little more. So they're gonna start, hopefully, prompt some more questions like it did when we sent it out.
Me and one other person.
Well, the next steps will determine.
Yeah. So, alright. Anything else on the board?
Should we talk about which zoning amendments we might go towards next time? Not start them yet, but at least list out what they might be.
Do we, do we have to, is there anything we have to do to, adopt whatever the state has changed?
For manufactured housing.
For manufactured housing?
There might be.
I think Carol's got some of an idea.
Yeah, I think,
A couple of stuff, so
let's-
just wait until she gets back and.
Let's just make sure to ask her though next time.
Yeah, we're just gonna make a list of some of the things we want changes. Did we learn anything on the solar ordinance?
Yes.
I think we did, and the water resources ordinance too.
yeah.
And some of the older ordinances that, for some reason, they're kind of restrictive, but we don't know why or the intent behind it.
Yeah.
Know that some of the things that we have on our work program list were directly related to zoning amendment. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, revisit that, because we've been straight out on solar for quite some time.
Right,
Yeah.
that's something that we would put this on.
It's true. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, I thought I'd be helpful.
From the selectmen. I don't know, you wanna go into selectmen stuff?
Yeah, when we all look over the work program, so hopefully we can discuss that next meeting too. Set up a schedule. Or at least ask Carrie where we're at, so the next meeting. Yeah, I think just like a
We
update.
form a list.
They could regret coming in. So let's go Selectmen's update.
We're gonna be doing, obviously, the budgets we've already talked about, water and sewer planning, ZBA conservation. We're gonna be discussing a public works director, facilities manager discussion, because we are looking to hire somebody who's gonna be in charge of all the buildings in town and kind of managing when projects are gonna be happening and getting grants and stuff like that, so it's gonna be a new position. Jim Dicey kind of consumed a lot of that, and when he left, it's kind of like just been gone where each department is responsible for their own. We want to get one person in charge so they can keep up with everything that's going on in town instead of just nitpicking where one committee's active, like say for Kimball Hall is active, the rec is active, but then, the town hall building and all the other buildings we have are kind of like slacking. So anyway, we're gonna be discussing that. We got a building permit for map 28 lot 5A, not sure where it is yet. Budget review for the selectmen, town holiday party. For the last couple of years, if you're a board member or a employee for the town, you can try and get a holiday party. Tentatively, we haven't really discussed a date yet or a time. Town administrator's contract, assessing mediation agreement authority. I think 21 and 22's assessment or the audit is done, by the way. So we did not over budget for those 2 years, so we have extra money to put towards the taxes this year. I don't remember the exact numbers. IT services agreement proposal from Worldwide Computer Solutions. Town common sign request for FinFest. Timber cut yields for map 23 lot 6. Property tax supplement warrants, map 18 lot 179, map 12 lot 15C. Records retention committee and policy update. So we talked to that, or it was brought up before that we have a records retention committee that's been started. So the new file room, I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's in the back. You go out the bay door. So before you go outside, go to the door on the right hand side, go in the big bay, and there's another room, it's on the back of the building. It's all been renovated, got electrical, they're gonna be buying shelving units, so you can get file boxes, and so the planning board's gonna have some of their files in there, it's gonna be under lock and key. So everything's gonna be secured. Manifest, recent manifest and payroll, previous meeting minutes, non-public, public, board correspondence, the county tax bill, which is due, it's like $500 and something, and it's due like December 12th. We get hit with that every year, and it's right in the same time frame where we're kind of hurting for money. But because of what we've been doing, the selectmen, and what we've been doing and trying to get revenues coming into town, we may not have to get a TAN this year. I don't know yet. And Jeremy will hopefully let us know if we have to get a TAN, but hopefully we don't, because we could save ourselves $15,000 for paying for interest. So the good news is the recycling center's actually making money now. The people have been buying their stickers for years. They haven't been enforced. The new fee schedule down the recycling center has been enforced. It's nothing new. It's just it was never been enforced. So that's bringing in more revenue and helping offset the cost of the recycling center. We still got people who haven't registered their dogs in town, so we're getting a hold of Alan Purrington. He took over the dog officer position, so we're gonna get him set up and his duties and descriptions and everything to get that. So we have a lot of stuff, but we're trying to get a lot of the, some money coming back into town for things that we should have been doing, just hasn't been enforced. So. And I think that's it.
Anything water sewer?
Yeah, we got a message from from NHD yesterday that they finally accepted our award to the sludge removal contractor, RCS. So we've been waiting 7 weeks for that approval. That is hopefully going to be completed before the end of the year, a little later than we wanted. But
is that for both of them?
For cell 2A, so really the one that's the one that's the problem. And then the monitor period is during the cold weather months, so we're a little late on it because the temperatures of the lagoons will have started to drop already, but it should give us really strong numbers to know whether we need to pilot further, like a nitrification pilot or not, but it should at least, between that and the chemical feed part of it is completed, we're just waiting for the final feed pump on that, so we're in good shape on that. We did spend quite a bit of time on the budget, and I think we've achieved a spot where we will not have to raise rates for 2025.
That's not what I proposed.
It all depends
Unless it changed.
We just met last week, okay.
Yeah, he sent the email saying it's gonna go up another 40%.
No, that was before the meeting.
Okay.
Yep. So we made,
Good out to you.
the big thing was trying to get the appropriate number of employees required by DES. That's what really made the budget wild, but if we are able to prove that for part of the year at least and do it on a part-time basis, I think we can avoid a lot of that. And the superintendent agreed to that. So I think we'll be good. So we might see an increase, but we should be pretty flat for 2025. So that's all good.
Flat for what you take in compared to.
Just, we're not having to raise the rates to meet budget.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's good. So good.
Any other updates for anyone?
ZBA?
BBA met last Tuesday for our quarterly meeting. We went over our budget. We have a upcoming variance for next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Right here.
Is that the Levick's, not condos, but yeah, townhome,
That one's already done.
that one's already done?
Yeah.
What was that?
It was denied.
It was just,
What was this one for?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
You're making that, you're making that one?
someone wanted,
Yes.
So, something that if you can't make it to one of the meetings, by the way, make sure you get a hold of somebody else that can. So, there's been talk in town, to make sure that we at least have a board to have a meeting. So, like tomorrow, I'm on military for the next 4 days, I got a meeting at 8 coming up. So I'm hoping to get out of my military, come here and read for a selectmen's meeting, if not, I'm gonna call in while I'm driving. So, I just know that other boards that there's not always a quorum.
It's been tough.
Yeah, it's been a little issues, and so at least get a hold of the chairs if you can't make it, so we can at least have somebody else step in and whatnot. I know last minute stepping in, I know Dick and TJ, they can't really do that all the time, but I was actually surprised to see Dick here tonight, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, to use your tool a little bit.
Oh, was it? Oh.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
If I'd have known that, I would've said no.
Now I wanna make sure you suffer.
Yeah, there's just been talk, there's been discussion. So,
Next meeting, November 6th, 2024. I think we are set for tonight. I wanna thank everyone for coming out again. We'll adjourn.
it's now.
At